Okay, so today we're going to be making clay coil pots, and what you are going to start, this is going to be the base of your coil pot. So you're going to take your needle tool, okay? You could also take your bamboo skewer, but I like taking my needle tool, and I'm going to go straight down into the clay, and I am going to basically draw a line in that circle, in that indentation, okay? This is cutting the clay. From the video that we watched, they even showed that something like a paper clip could be used for this. Now I'm just going to make a little tear right there and pull that off, okay? And if I want to, I can smooth these edges a little bit. Notice I have some water, so I dip my fingers in my water, okay? And I'm going to move everything kind of out of my way as I work, because I need a nice and clear workspace in order to roll my coils, okay? Set that aside. I'm going to move my clay block out of the way, okay? I'm going to move everything out of my way because now I need to roll coils. And in order to roll coils, I need a nice clear work area. Notice there's nothing there in my way. So I want to take this excess clay that I used here and I want to roll a coil. That's kind of a lot. I'm going to squish it all together. Okay, I can already tell it needs a little bit of water. So I'm going to add a little bit of water. Alright. A lot of clay, so I think I'm going to pull some off. And now I can start rolling my coil. Okay. So when you roll your coil, you're going from fingertip to palm when you roll, okay? And then eventually you'll just roll from the top of your palm to the bottom of your palm, okay? But kind of to start out, I might start with my fingertip to palm, and you hear that sound right there? So it's getting kind of flat, all right? I don't want it flat. I don't want it rectangular. I want it tubular, okay? I want a coil. So I'm going to lift up on its edge and just kind of tap it out a little bit. Now I'm going to roll. You can two-hand roll. Let's see if I can secure my... There we go, my mat a little bit more. Alright, again, I still have stuff that I feel is kind of in my way. You need a nice clear area. So you can two-hand roll. You can one-hand roll, but you want to work your hand evenly across your coil. Because what happens if you just roll or work in one place the whole time? Right, if I just kept rolling right here, it would get very, very thin in that one spot. So I want it to be kind of even. Now this is just my base coil, okay? So this is the coil that I'm going to attach to my base to get me started. Alright? We're making what's called a coil showing coil pot. And you'll see what I mean by that in a minute. Okay? So I'm just going to see if this is long enough. Oh yeah, that's long enough. That's perfect. It's a little bit... There's a little too much, okay? See that like that? So what I'm going to do is I want them to meet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my, very carefully too, because see, look, I just kind of dropped that down a little too much, and clay is very movable, alright? I'm only lifting mine up so that you guys can see it on my video here, okay? So I'm going to take my needle tool. I'm going to go in at an angle like so on top where they meet, and I'm going to cut all the way down through my coils, not through my base, but through my coils. See that? I'm going to remove that piece, and I remove that little piece right here, and now they meet perfectly. And I run it at an angle so that they meet, okay? Now, from watching the video, we know that's not all we can do, right? And from experience, right? It's not attached, right? To attach, you must scratch. And by that, I mean you must score and slip, okay? Lay that on here. Alright, now I'm going to push it down just a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to smooth this down right here on the inside. And when I do that, I like to take this tool right here. It's a wooden tool. It's got kind of a curved edge right here. Sorry, mine's really gunky because I put it in my slip earlier to mix it. But I'm going to use a supporting hand out here. And I'm going to push, push, push. Notice I'm going to clear my area. Now, this is where you take your big block of clay. I'm going to, you can take your needle tool and just kind of cut some pieces off. Okay, like I would say you want to start with a fairly good sized piece. Again, I can tell it needs a little bit of water. So the more you handle your clay, the drier it becomes. So if you've sat over here for like 15 minutes and with the same piece of clay and tried to roll a coil, you're probably going to need to get a different piece of clay, okay? Because your hands are taking the moisture out of the clay. Okay, you kind of want to squish it and get it to a good starting point. Smooth my ends down just a little bit. There we go. Okay. I'm going to start by bringing this in. Now it's starting to dry a little bit, so I might add a little water, okay, because it's starting to crack. And I'm going to roll this together like so. No, I did not have to score and slip that, okay? Now I'm going to look and choose what is the prettier side. That side looks good. That side looks good. I think this side looks better, so that's the side I want to sit on the outside to show. Okay, so I'm going to lay that down and I'm going to smooth together this side. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, just smooth together a little bit. Okay, don't put too much pressure on it because otherwise you're going to flatten the other side, and I want to keep it nice and coiled. So that's the side. My smooth side is going to face inwards. My coiled side is going to face outwards, right? So I'm going to just kind of tap it because I want to have a nice flat surface area for that right there. So I am going to go ahead and attach this. So I've got a good enough surface area here, so I'm going to, remember, score. To attach, you must scratch. And I want it to go right about here. And then I'm going to use some slip. Glob on some slip right here. I'm going to stick that right here. Now, very carefully, I'm just going to smooth this part. Just a little, not too much. Alright, and that had enough surface area that it's staying up on its own. Now, I do quickly want to get some more pieces put on either side of this so that it doesn't flop around. If you make this and it seems too floppy, maybe go ahead and make some supporting pieces to put beside it before you attach this one. Alright, so with the remaining clay, what I'll probably do is we'll probably get a little bit extra clay in a minute, and I might just do one coil on top to finish this off. But I do want to show you how to do a braided coil. Together at one end. Alright, and to braid. I'm going to start with my outside one here. I'm going to bring that, oops, see, you really need them attached pretty well. Okay. I'm going to lay that one over the middle. So, I'm going to start with my left. Left goes over the middle and then becomes the middle. Then my right one goes over the middle and becomes the middle. Then my left one goes over the middle and it becomes the middle. Then my right one goes over the middle one and it becomes the middle one. Okay? And so forth. And you can kind of squish them together a little bit. Now you don't want to pull it so much that you break it. Okay? This is still pretty wet, so it's pretty bendable. If it is starting to crack and dry, this may not work, and then when you go to move it, you might break it, okay? So like so, and attach it. See? Alright. So I'm going to lift it up like so. I'm going to score the edges here. And I know it's going to sit, it's going to touch all these points right here.